All right, I just started the recording. I should have started it a while ago, but anyway, want to welcome everybody to be here today for the Fellowship of Spirit Zoom meeting. We have an exciting lineup of people today. We have Fred Brown is going to do our music, Christine Summers is going to do our spiritual reading, and our fabulous brother Mike Rose is going to bring us a message today. So it's all good, and we're glad that you're here. Um, Cynthia, will you do us a prayer?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Dear Father, Mother God, we're all gathered here to receive your love and blessings and healing energies. And for those of us who are unable to be here on our Zoom spiritual meeting, we ask that you also send them healing blessings and your love. Help us to remain examples of your love and guide us back to you if we ever, forever go astray from our chosen path. For we are here by your grace and for you so we can grow and learn. So mote it be, and so it is. Amen.
So motivated. Thank you very much. Good, good prayer. Um, does anyone have? I have two places for announcements in the beginning and in the end. So everybody gets an opportunity to make any pertinent announcements for us. Does anybody have any announcements at this time that they would like to bring forward, Jerry? No. Okay. All right. Well then, Fred, let's have a song.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I was muted. I didn't realize it.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, Nancy and George Woodman, who were very long-term members of Fellowship from the beginning, are celebrating. They live on Grand Junction right now. They've moved there to retire, but they are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary on September 12th. And their daughter would like them to have cards, either e-cards or physical cards. And so I have their address, which I can give you now, and a phone number, and then I can give it to you later. I don't have an email address right now, but I'm working on that. Anyway, 622 and a half Shadowbrook Drive, Grand Junction, Colorado, 504. And I'll repeat it again later if everybody wants me to. But if you have a chance and you remember them, please send them a congratulations on 50 years. That's a milestone. It really is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jerry, you might put it on the chat to everyone. That would,
Okay, I can do that, I think.
yeah. So many of us remember George and Nancy, and we really miss them when they were always a positive and welcome addition to our congregation. So, okay, now you want to sing, Fred?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Right on, right on. Well, today I figured I was inspired yesterday when I came across a beautiful song that played on NPR that I'd heard in years. So today we'll try to do two Nina Simone songs. This one's called Feeling Good. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Reeds drifting by, know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life for me. Oh, and I'm feeling good. Oh, I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, oh, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossoms in the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Yeah, oh, dragonfly out in the sun. You know how I feel. Butterflies are having fun. Do you know how I feel? Sleep in peace when the day is gone. Do you know how I feel? It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. I'm feeling, yeah, feeling good. Feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling. It's a new day. For me.
All right. Thank you, Fred. We love it. We love it. What a good way to start off our day. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right. Christine, are you ready with our spiritual reading?
I am.
All right.
Good morning, all, and blessings. I chose this from an online source. It's 7 Hints for a Fuller Life. The first one is choose to live for rather than against. Choose to live for rather than against. Focus on what you love and not on any kind of hate. Practice genuine cleansing forgiveness and let the burden of resentment fall slowly away. Remind yourself that worry accomplishes nothing worthwhile, and give your awareness to more productive pursuits. Put your energy into building what is creative, valuable, and empowering. And you won't have to constantly fight against what is destructive and draining. Concern yourself more with accepting responsibility than with assigning blame, and let the possibilities inspire you more than the obstacles discourage you. You have so very much to live for. Look at each twist and turn in the road with a grateful heart, and you'll find real treasure in every direction. Live your days on the positive side of life, in tune with your most treasured values, and in each moment, you'll have much to live for. Be the answer. You can't depend on some expert or guru to provide you with the answer you seek. Instead of looking for the answer outside of yourself, Choose to be the answer by the way you think and act. You are the world's most knowledgeable expert on your own life. Put some of that expertise to good use. Certainly others can give you advice, suggestions, inspiration, and expanded perspective. But it is up to you to choose what is best for your own unique situation. The most valuable course of action is not to be found by plugging yourself into someone else's formula. The success you will achieve is the success you've worked to define on your own terms. The most valuable course of action is not to be found, speak with your own voice, think with your own mind, and act according to your own vision. The expert advice that will be the most beneficial is the control you exercise over the choices you make. Live in such a way as to be the solution to the problems you face and the answer to the questions you ponder. To be fulfilled, successful person you are destined to be. You are more than you know. You are not your car. You are not your job. You are not your bank account. These things are useful and they help you to make your way through the world, but they do not define you. You are not your problems. You are not your failures. You are not your disappointments. These things challenge you and can ultimately help you to grow, but they do not have to limit you. You are the child who danced in the sunshine, the young person who dreamed of changing the world. You are the admirer of all the beauty around you, a spirit who cannot be tied down. You are the best that you can imagine, a bundle of possibilities yearning to be fulfilled. The shallow, superficial things will define or limit you only to the extent that you let them. Pay attention to them, but don't give your life to them. You are so much more. Dwell in the living. The beauty of life is in the living of it, and the living of life is now. It is fine to make yourself grand, wonderful plans, and then bring these plans to life through your efforts. Yet do not ignore the quiet, stunningly beautiful treasures in each ordinary moment. Happiness is not in some distant place or perfection and pleasure. Happiness is waiting for you to give it life in this moment. If all your dreams were suddenly to come true, you would have no use for them. For the real essence of that joy is in the journey you take to reach those dreams. It is in working your way through each day, one moment after another, that you connect with the value of life. Every flavor of experience adds to the richness in one way or another. Do not put a lot of effort into judging whether today is good or bad, happy or sad. Just go ahead and live it with a thankful heart that you will surely experience this day's own special value. Really live. Imagine a sparkling blue sea filled with life and color and beauty. Now think for a moment about how you can most fully experience it. If you try to take it for yourself and keep what you have taken for yourself and for no one else, all you end up with is a bucket of salty water. Yet when you let go of your need to possess and dive into life, Yet when you let go of what you need to possess and dive into life, immersing yourself in the sea and giving yourself to it, then you fully experience its magnificence. Similarly, when you try to take from life and hoard a small bucket of it for yourself, whatever you get is not really worth having. It is when you dive in and give yourself that you experience the real meaning and beauty of being alive. Allow yourself to fully live this day. Go ahead, you deserve it, and it is by far the best choice you can make. The burdens do not have to burden you. The worries do not have to worry you. The beauty and abundance all around you are yours to behold, to value, and to enjoy. Allow yourself to live the joy and purpose that your life is meant to be. There is no reason to hold yourself back or to deny yourself the very best that life has to offer. There is every reason to move positively and enthusiastically forward with all the energy that is you. Let yourself laugh and cry and love and wonder. If you so choose, the challenges can make you stronger. If you so choose, the disappointments can make you more determined. If you so choose, every mistake can lead to greater understanding and effectiveness. If you so choose, every frustration can help you be more patient and more persistent. If you so choose, even the unexpected setbacks can bring new and positive possibilities. If you so choose, you can find value and fulfillment in every circumstance. If you so choose, each day can be filled with even more joy than the one before. If you so choose, even the most seemingly random events can work in your favor. If you so choose, you can remain steadily focused no matter what distractions may attempt to overthrow you off course. If you so choose, you can look back on this day with no regrets. Life is filled with an endless variety of circumstances, opportunities, and possibilities. If you so choose, you can make the most of all in this and every moment. Namaste.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. That was really, really good. You always have good things to say.
Thank you.
Well, today we have as our main event Brother Mike Rose. And just tell you a little bit about him. He's been married to Lily for 39 years. They have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. He's been involved with New Thought for 35 years, where his major interests have been being a student of A Course in Miracles and studying the Bible from a metaphysical perspective. So let's all welcome Brother Mike Rose. You're on, Mike. You're muted.
There we go. There we go.
You get it.
I think so. The cavalry coming in. Thanks, Christine, for the reading, too. I feel bad. Man, that's probably longer than this talk. But I'll squeeze through.
My apologies for being so long.
No, it was wonderful. I loved it. Very, very nice. So anyway, here we go. So this is probably mostly preaching to the choir this morning. It's, you know me, it's gonna be a little bit of Course in Miracles stuff. So anyway, what I thought I would like to do this morning is to kind of, people that aren't familiar with, definitely with Course or the Course groups, I thought I'd take it down the path of the type of discussions that, you know, we might have on a particular subject in a Course group at any particular night. So, and to start it with, I decided to really go old school in this endeavor. And so I picked up dessert card to help me pick out what kind of topic we might want to talk about. So I don't know if all of you are familiar with the dessert cards. They come in a little box, and there's probably like, I don't know, 300 of these things in here. And it's something we do at the course group, especially when we were meeting at the church. We haven't been doing it on Zoom, but each person will pick a card and read it out loud, and we might have some discussion about it, or sometimes it just kind of sets the theme for the group and that kind of stuff. So we've always had them available and out and just part of what we do. So I just thought it'd be a nice thing to let the dessert card, we call them dessert cards, and let a card, pick the subject for today. So that's how we came up with this. So the card that I picked, I'm going to read to you a couple of times. It's kind of short, but it's packed, I think. So like I said, I'm going to read it a couple of times. I'm going to read it kind of slow so everybody can try to get it here. So what it says is, it is impossible not to believe what you see, but it is equally impossible to see what you do not believe. So we'll just let that kind of sink in for a minute. I'm going to read it again. It is impossible not to believe what you see, but it is equally impossible to see what you do not believe. I'd just like to say, first of all, that I've always appreciated how the Course can take such a simple statement of logic and then turn it completely on its head in the very same sentence. It just amazes me. And I mean, this is the type of card that a typical Course student would probably read and then just devour it with contemplation. I mean, it sounds simple, but there's a lot to it. I mean, at first glance, it does sound simple, but there are a lot of moving parts here. And especially the second part of the statement. So the first thing we notice in the statement is how it blends two concepts together in concert with each other, believing and seeing. And it makes the point that we can't have one without the other. So pretty straightforward stuff, actually. I think we'd all admit that if we're seeing something, whatever it is, we're certainly believing that it must be there. So, however, this is where it can get a little bit tricky, and where the Course would ask us to contemplate the answer to this question, and that is, which one of the two really comes first, the believing or the seeing? According to the first part of the statement, that it says, it is impossible not to believe what you see, seems to suggest that the seeing comes first, that it is actually the seeing of something that initiates the believing process. I mean, think about it. We look out on the world and we take on all the sights, and then we come to a conclusion or a belief that what the meaning of those sights are to us. But to stay more to the point here, we're really talking about in our statement is situational seeing, or the interpretation of the events we're seeing, not the objects themselves. I mean, we don't judge the TV just because we don't like what we're viewing on it, right? I mean, the TV is just a TV. Things are just things. No matter what we lay our eyes on, that's what they are. But it's what we think about them that's really kind of the crux of what we're talking about. So, to reiterate, we're talking about is how we see the world. In other words, our perceptions about what it is we think we're seeing and all of the beliefs that feed those perceptions, right? So now let's interject the Course's perspective on what the second part of the statement is talking about. the part about how it is equally impossible to see what you do not believe. So from this point of view, now we are saying that it is actually our beliefs that are dictating what we are seeing. So if we believe in hate and evil and malice and guilt and fear and sin and everything else that is like them, then we can be sure that they will be there waiting for us to see whenever the opportunity arises, just lurking. I'm going to share this story. I shared this story, the course group the other night, but I thought I'd share it with you. When I was writing and working on this, you know, and the word sin comes up. And as you may or may not know, I go to this class at Pinion Hills on Tuesday nights. It's an apologetics class. It's a Bible thing, kind of, and everything. But anyway, they were making the point that how people seem to want to pigeonhole Christians, and they want to stereotype them, and, you know, all these other adjectives that they could come up with about, you know, how people view Christians. And so I asked them the question. I said, well, what about Christians and Christianity that wants to look out and say that everybody in existence is a sinner? I said, isn't that kind of stereotyping, like on a global level? I mean, to me. And anyway, it didn't go over that well. So I started getting hit up with, you know, are you saying that you're not a sinner? So there I am, you know, having that discussion, of which they automatically had the, you know, cookie sheet reply that somebody had come up with sometime. So they started asking, people say that, start asking you questions and like, so, have you ever stole anything in your life? Have you ever lied? Have you ever whatever? And they're just painting you in the corner, and then they get to the point where they say, so, we've established that you, my friend, are a liar, and you're a cheat, and you're a thief. And the more they got going on, I said, yeah, well, at least I'm not a sinner. So, anyway. Not sure how well that all went over, but it did get some laughs, and the people smiled. They're getting to know our kind, and I think they're liking it okay. But I thought, man, don't be painting people in a corner like that, you know, geez. So anyway, there we are. We believe in all this stuff, and it just waits for us. But what if we actually didn't believe in all those things? What if? Then according to our formula, it would be impossible for us to ever see them, right? You don't believe them, you can't see them. But just because we can't see them doesn't mean that the situations in which those things used to appear doesn't mean, you know, that those are gone, right? There's always the little annoyances in life, all the things that are going to happen that are going to push our buttons and those kind of things. The things themselves, the situations are still there. They haven't changed. And they're going to be replayed and replayed. We're all going to have whatever things in our life. But now we don't have to see those things popping up. And if they're not there, and how do we eliminate them? To not be there. One of the ways the Course talks about is we just take that vocabulary out of our minds. What if we eliminated those words? Not only do we not believe in them, now they don't even exist. We have taken them out and off of the plate. But like I said, we still got to do all these situations that they used to come up in. So what do we do about that? Well, we fill them with other beliefs. And what other beliefs might that be? They could take their place? Well, that's one of the reasons I'm so fond of A Course in Miracles, because it gives us more than adequate replacements. if we just have a little willingness to accept them instead. And of course, all the Course asks us to do really is to accept this one single belief and to truly believe it. And it is this, is that everything that every one of us thinks or says or does, it's either a call for love or it's an extension of love, no matter the form it takes. And I think that if we could but encompass this one belief, then all the seeing will be replaced by the vision of Christ and true sight restored at last. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Open it up. Anybody who would like to ask Mike questions or make a comment, unmute and go ahead and do it.
Thank you, Mike. I loved your talk.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Mike, I have a question. What is the metaphysical explanation of sin? I read it years ago in a book, but I don't remember it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the metaphysical part so much, but I mean, of course, in Miracles is, basically says it's a mistake to be corrected. It is not an evil to be punished. I mean, you find that early in the introduction, it kind of goes into that, and it just makes that distinction. It's like anything else. It's simply a mistake. I mean, throughout the Course, you find places that you could call it, we would call it sin, and, from the ego standpoint, it still likes to use that word to be really disparaging. But the Course just says, sin can be just, drifting away from the thought of God. But it's little s, man. It's a mistake. It's not anything that is like an offensive thing to God or anything like that. But I don't know. Metaphysical wise, a metaphysical definition, internal turmoil, I guess. Something like that. Great question, though, Cynth.
Didn't sin used to mean miss the mark as far as a definition, not metaphysical? But
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, there's always that definition too. Like, you probably heard that. It's probably why I didn't even bring it up. But being an archery term, right? It's simply meant to fall short or to miss the mark. So when you read in the Bible where Jesus says, "All have fallen short," of the glory of God. Actually, it says, "All have sinned and fallen short." Well, it wasn't sinned as in, "Oh, you terrible sinner," thief, liar, all that kind of stuff. It's simply, everyone's made mistakes and fallen short. You just get up and move. I've always thought for such a small little word, 3 letters, there's probably no word in history that has caused more havoc for what people call other people and give them a reason to go kill them. What a small word to create that much havoc.
Yeah, Mike, the acronym I like to use for it was self-imposed nonsense.
Yeah.
And thank you, both of you guys, Mike and Christine, and of course, Fred. It's just a good reminder of you have a choice, thank God, to enjoy the detour tour. So wherever we're at, we just choose to take a positive stance and look at it through different eyes. So thank you both for that. It was really good.
Thanks, Bob.
I think it's a reminder that we cannot build ourselves up by tearing someone else down. That does not work. And that's what a lot of people do. When you say sin, that's saying, well, you're less than, or I'm right and you're wrong. but those concepts of trying to tear somebody down to raise us up, it doesn't work, because the common denominator is everybody gets down. It's not, it just doesn't make sense. But the world practices it every day. The world's not logical in a spiritual logical sense anyway.
Mhm.
I like to hearken back to what George likes to say. We are not what we do. We are beings, not doings. And so okay, I did steal something back then. Does that mean I'm a thief now? I mean, what is this? Eternal judgment by man? And that's what it seems to me, because as according to Course and every sublime spiritual thing that I read, we are what we are, individuals. We can't pigeonhole ourselves, so anyway. Hey Bob, it's good to hear your voice. Are you still in the same place?
I'm not.
Oh, well, that's good.
No. I came home, just had something extra to add to it. The ended up with a catheter just to get rid of some urine until we get some challenges. So everything's better, feels better. So just things I have to deal with. So everything's on the upside, so we're good. But thanks for your prayers, Steve. Of
The
course.
sun's coming through here.
Right.
It's not much.
Well, Bob, are you home? Or are you in the hospital?
Nope. I went to the hospital. We're just at home. I had a choice, but and I definitely took the home choice.
So you're at home.
Amazing.
I'm home.
That's good.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Life is
For all
good.
of you to know, Bob butt dialed me last night about 10:30. So that's how I knew about his condition.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
just,
Bob. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Oh, it's Annie. It's
Hi,
so good
Annie.
to hear your voice. Hi, dear.
Thank
And I
you.
hope you're better. I'm doing good and putting in prayers for you, dear. Both of you, you and Kate.
Every time I hear your voice, I see your smile. So that's a perception that I choose.
Thank you. I try.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too, hon.
Okay. I'm going to remute everybody, and I'm going to ask Fred to sing us another song. You'll have to unmute, Fred.
Yeah, I got it. Hello. Well, here's the other one that I know. That one song was from 1965. She didn't write it. It was actually written for a play. Something about the roar of the grease paint and the smell of the crowd. That's where that song came from. This was written by Bill Taylor and Dick Dallas. They wrote a lot of great songs back in the day. And of course, Nina, one of the original Freedom singers. Here we go. Well, I wish I could tell how to feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. Yeah, I wish I could say all the things I could say. Say them loud, say them clear here for the whole world to hear. Yeah, well, I wish I could share all the love in my heart. I'd move all those bars and keep us apart. Yeah, I wish I could know what it means to be me. They didn't see and agree that the whole world should be free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ba-ba-doo-ba, ba-da-doo-ba.
wish I could give all I'm yet to be given. I wish I could live like long to live. Yeah, I wish I could do all the things I could do. Though I'm way overdue and I'm feeling brand new. Yeah, I wish I could be like the bird in the sky. How much I would feel if I found I could fly. Yeah, I know, to that sun and look down to this land, and I know what it feels truly be free. Yeah. Boo, 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 boo.
Thank you, Fred. All right. We love it. We love it. Gosh, what a grand show we have today. Thank you so much.
Bravo, bravo.
All right. All right.
Ron, I wanted to say how nice it is to see Carol and Sean and Leona here today. It's good to see them. I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. And it's good to see George here. Hi, George. I hope everybody got the information on the addresses for George and Nancy Woodman. If you get a chance, please send them a card for their 50th wedding anniversary. And
Jerry,
yes,
there was a question on the address. When you gave it verbally, you said 622 and a half, but when you sent it in the
I changed, I readjusted that. Did you see my text?
No.
Okay, down below, I put sorry in it 622 and 1/2.
Got it.
Okay. And the phone number is not, as far as I know, is correct, even though it's a New Mexico area code.
Yeah. You need to take it down because once the Zoom meeting closes, that goes away and it won't come back again. So open up your chat at the bottom and make a note of that stuff because it'll go away when the session ends.
Yeah, if you need to do it, or call me, I'll be glad to give it to you again if you need it. But anyway, we just would like to congratulate them on 50 years of putting up with each other.
Daughter lives in Grand Junction, and I gotta
sorry.
say, that's the weirdest system of roads.
All right. Well, we're going to have a board meeting next week, and we're going to be talking about what we're going to do going forward. Every month we talk about, do we want to open in the next month? Are we going to stay closed? What are we going to do? One thing I want to assure you is that we are not going to open up or make any major changes without bringing it to a town hall and have everyone's input. Okay, so be on the alert for a town hall. If we decide vote as a board to open the church back up the following week, then we will have a town hall to have everybody's input before we make any major actions. Okay.
Ron.
Mm-hmm.
George wanted to say something.
Okay, go ahead, George.
I forgot to mention this last week, but besides all the work I've been doing on myself, as I talked about last Sunday, I've been doing a lot of healing work. And for those that have been concerned before about the tremors that I've had in my hand.
Wow, that's great. We're happy.
I want to show you that it's about 95% down. Sometimes they come back, but for most of the time, I don't even feel like I have Parkinson's anymore. It is really great.
Wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
What have you done to facilitate that, George?
mostly a lot of inner work and connection to God around my health and just accepting it what it was rather than finding fault with it, and a lot of different things around that thing, and just loving it and loving it more, because that's what I had to learn. Instead of, we end up judging ourselves about our health, about things that are going on, and it makes it worse. And I
It's
needed to just
fantastic.
love my hand, love my body, love everything, and love God inside of my body. So that's what I would attribute to. Plus some meds that the VA has given me to take, which has been helping out.
No, medicine from the VA.
But thanks a lot. So I just wanted to share with you.
Oh,
Very good. We're happy for you.
We are
yes.
doing.
Oh, that's awesome. Good to hear, George.
Yeah.
Yes. Ron, I was wondering who that person is with the 505 phone number with no name on it. Do we know who that is? Nobody knows? Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
It's
I just
somebody
thought might
that
be a,
joined.
No, I think
It's some.
It's Bob.
Jenny has something to say.
It's Bob Bryan.
Yeah.
oh, no, he's over there on the other one. Is he on both of them?
Jenny, unmute yourself. Oh,
You can push your spacebar key to unmute.
I think it's actually the people up in Cortez.
Oh, okay.
No, it's me.
Oh,
But when I unmute here,
Call and see.
it's a mess.
Okay, well, I just wondered if anybody knew who it was. It doesn't matter. I'm glad they're here, whoever they are. Welcome,
Are you,
enjoy.
that's you, and when you unmute, then it causes feedback. Is that correct?
Well, welcome Jenny twice. We love you.
There you go. Man, I'm really glad everybody there. There's Joyce. Joyce, I'm glad you're here today. And Carol, are you going to be ready with a spiritual reading next week? All right, that's good.
Yay.
Forward to. So Carol Littletree is going to bring us a spiritual message next week.
And Susan Barnes is talking.
No, I'm not hearing her. I don't even see Susan.
No, I said she's speaking next week.
Okay, I understand now. Yeah. Well, once you get into the virtual way of looking at things, it's hard to look differently, isn't it, Mike?
It is.
All right.
Did everybody get the financials? If you didn't get them, please contact me and I'll make sure that you get them. But Glenn sent them out a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I got mine.
Okay.
For some
All right.
reason, I know Glenn has my address, my email address. It's just not coming through. I've checked my spam and everything else.
We'll
Okay.
Yeah, Chris.
Okay.
Ron, when is the next board meeting?
Next week.
Next week?
Like to announce that our very own Linda Crone is going to be speaking at that church in San Francisco that she goes to, that her sister's a member of, and that had people come. And she's going to be giving her talk that she gave to us a while back to that church. And so that's
Collateral Beauty was the name of it.
Collateral Beauty, and so she's going to be giving that talk to them, and that's wonderful.
Yay.
One of the benefits of our Zoom presence is that we get to be known far and wide, and we got it's going to give people who normally would not speak an opportunity to expand those talents and to hone their skills, and so it's a good thing, and we're glad that Linda's being able to do that, represent us over there everywhere we go. We represent, of course, Fellowship of Spirit, because that's where we say we're from, you know, and she will do a really good job, I am certain.
Maybe from somebody from there will want to speak to us.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. So does anyone have any other announcement? Hoyle is working. He was going to be doing the music this week, but he got involved in a crisis and he did not get prepared. We're going to try to work on it and maybe have Hoyle do music next week. Is there any other announcements?
This is me. I just want to tell everybody happy Labor Day weekend. Enjoy, because it's our last official weekend vacation for the, bringing in our fall season. So I lose the holidays from time to time, but happy Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
Thanks, Lily.
That's really good to be reminded.
I just want to apologize for what I don't know about Zoom, because with my class, I have to be on my phone for audio, otherwise everything gets messed up. But I don't know how to unmute the phone. So I unplugged the phone, and now I'm back to normal. So I'm really appreciative of seeing everybody's face and hearing your voices. So thank you.
Was that you, Jenny? Well, thank you.
Part of it was.
Okay, great. Does someone have a prayer that they would like to give us for benediction? If not, I'll offer one, but go ahead if someone has a prayer. Father, Mother God, we thank you for this opportunity to come together and to share our love and our connections. Guide us and protect us in the week to come. Help us to have an open heart and to see things in a positive light rather than a negative one. In Christ's name we pray. Namaste. All right.